Let's talk money, shall we? The average energy bill is set to drop by £122 in July under the new Ofgem price cap. Woo, we go. According to the energy regulator, the price cap takes effect from July until the end of September. The cap limits the maximum price that can be charged for each unit of gas and electricity. Keep up with me at the back there. Not the total bill. Therefore, using more energy means households will pay more. They make it as complicated as they possibly can, don't they? So I've got someone intelligent to talk about it. Economist and co-founder of investment advisor regionally, Justin Urquhart-Stewart, who looks... all the men joining me today look terribly dapper. Justin, now, this, in theory, sounds like good news.
Well, it is good news.
Oh,
so it's not huge, but it's better than nothing.
Oh, okay.
But basically, the way they describe it is by having this drop from over £1,600 to £1,593. But that doesn't equate to your bill. The only way to really look at this is if you were paying £100 in your last bill, this one will now be dropping to about £93. So that's the way. So take that sort of same amount in terms of the percentage reduction, and that'll be roughly what it's going to be. It's coming back better to where it should be, but it's not exactly where we were several years ago.
Right.
But it does mean it's taking some of the worst off it. So, but some people are still suffering some really very, very painful issues here.
But this is covering... I mean, I'm a complete idiot when it comes to economics. This is covering the summer period. Yeah. Is it then going to go up again in the winter?
Well, it's all started, remember, because of the problems we had in Ukraine.
Yeah.
And all the gas coming out of Russia. So all it takes is, yet again, supposing you do actually have a very cold winter, supposing you do have Russia and any other people turning off the taps, and, of course, other people also trying to get their gas as well. It's not just us. And, of course, people getting more supplies from America, and also Qatar's a big exporter of it. So any one of those issues where actually moving stuff around the world has been more difficult. Remember, we had trouble with the Red Sea and all those sort of things.
Oh, yeah?
That's where you'll end up seeing little pinches, which could actually push the price up again. But this is a little bit of good news in the summer. Heating should turn it down anyway.
Well,
but I'm afraid it's not going to get a lot better. Don't buy a bigger sweater.
Right. Thank you very much. Thank you. But now, the Tories have actually said this is down to them. They're capitalising on that little bit of good news. I mean, it's like, let's call a general election now. Energy prices are getting better. Migration is down slightly, although it's not actually really, is it? And inflation's down. But can they really take the dairy for doing this, or is it nothing to do with them?
Well, no, they will try and take, under our watch, this has got better. The reality is people win elections on the basis of the one word that runs the economy, confidence. Do you feel better off? Do you feel more confident? And the trouble is, the past few years, frankly, whoever was in charge, you'll be sitting there saying, actually, I don't feel very confident.
No.
And that's the problem. So by, say, reducing things like national insurance, good news, in fact, a little bit lesser, but it's not very tangible. Generally, when you're sitting down with a family saying, well, are we all in a better shape than we were this time last year? And most people say, well, maybe. There's no enthusiasm for it. So my concern with the election being called was, perhaps he thinks there's no more good news coming through, or this is about as good as it gets, and therefore you're going to be sort of, let's run for it now before we get bad news coming through.
You're not helping.
No,
You're coming here to cheer me up, by the way. But just quickly, because you are...
But the economy is growing. So
yeah, it is. But you are, just very quickly, Justin, we're out of time, but as an economic guru, sex god even, who is going to be the best party financially?
Who is going... Oh, dear me. They're all going to have very, very close issues because they haven't got much to play with, right? What you need to do is pin them all down, as far as you can actually do with rather slippery fish, to actually say, right, what are you spending the money on? Where are you getting the money from? There's only a finite amount they can actually do. What they need to be able to do is actually nail it down and say, make it truthful so it actually becomes credible. That'll give me some confidence that you know what you're doing. If you do that, then you'll start getting some votes.
Answered like a true politician, wasn't it? Actually answer the question. Justin Urquhart-Stewart, thank you very much for joining me and making economics crisp, sexy and full of impact. It's my theme today.